The word Lotus for any car enthusiast instantly brings to mind the picture of a car that is small, nimble, fast and thoroughly fun to drive, right? Well, Lotus continues to sell cars, but this is not what comes to mind when you think of the brand Lotus. This is something that is massive in terms of a physical footprint. It's more than 5 meters long, almost 2.5 tons heavy, and it's electric. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the Lotus Emeya. This is the second electric vehicle from Lotus after the Electra SUV, and this promises to be a fast grand tourer with all the bells and whistles, great comfort, and goes up directly against the likes of the Porsche Taycan and the Tesla Model S, which is still not in India. So we've got the range-topping R version with us, over 900 horsepower. Let's find out if this car justifies that 2.33 crore price tag or not. Now, when it comes to design, a GT car needs to look exotic, it needs to look fast, at the same time, it needs to look desirable. And all of those traits are very much present in the Lotus Emeya. Now, when you look at it, the design is really sharp, it's eye-catching, and this car looks as if it was sculpted to cut through the air like a hot knife goes through butter. Lots of carbon fiber all around gives it that intent of speed. 22-inch alloy wheels with carbon fiber inserts, a really sharp front. Again, you've got active aerodynamics, so these flaps open up as per the requirement. Even the air dam is aerodynamically active, so you have a lot of aerodynamic aids which just increase the overall efficiency of the vehicle and help it go fast. At the same time, also increase the range by bringing down the coefficient of drag. As you move along towards the side, you will continue to notice a lot of carbon fiber, which definitely adds to the overall character. A sloping roofline right till the end of the car. The bulges on the overall side profile are really strong, and that gives the car a very strong and muscular road appearance. And then that massive wing at the back, well, it deploys automatically depending on the speed, and if you want, you can retract it or raise it manually also. It has 2 stages, so you can choose between them, and the overall sharp rear end. So when you add all of these elements, what you get is a car that looks fantastic, it looks desirable. Most importantly, it tells me that cars from Lotus in the coming times are going to look good. If not small, they're going to be massive, but at least good looking. And once you get inside the cabin of the Emeya, well, you are instantly greeted to a really special cabin. The dashboard layout is great looking. It's very different from the type of modern dashboards we see. It's got a very layered outlook, and this part really protrudes outside. Also, you've got a massive touch screen in the center which controls a lot of the functions. In terms of instrument cluster, well, there's not much of an instrument cluster. You've got a heads-up display up front which gives you all the relevant information. In addition, you've got a very sleek looking display that gives you all the relevant information such as speed or the range or the battery left or some warning signs. A similar screen is available on this side for the co-passenger, and I think this gives you all the necessary information, but at the same time looks really cool and futuristic. Cabin quality is top-notch in the cabin. So when you look at anything, be it the build quality, the stitching quality, the fitment quality, the consistency of the panel gaps, all of it is in line with what you would expect from an expensive car. So in terms of that, I think it fares pretty well. The steering wheel, again, it's got a nice flat bottom design to it. It feels very premium to touch. It's got this metal finish on the inside part and all of the functions, and even the tactile feel of all the physical buttons feels really rich in the car. In terms of feature, well, there are loads of feature packed inside the cabin, right from ambient lighting to a brilliant sounding KEF audio system. There's a wireless charger here up front, and beyond that, again, a lot of carbon fiber all around. You've got a massive panoramic sunroof which can go from opaque to transparent and back at the click of a button, and that's how you do it. It's transparent right now, and at the press of a button I can take it to matte. Not just that, this design pattern that you see, I can individually select parts on the sunroof to go transparent or matte. So that just adds a bit more cool and a wow factor to the cabin. The seats themselves are very comfortable, good amount of cushioning, good side support, and yeah, I mean, it just feels like a cockpit when you see all of these things. The way it just wraps around the driver, it gives you a very driver focused feeling. So that's something really good about this car. Lotus is known for building cars that are a driver's delight, and that's exactly the kind of cabin you would want from a Lotus car. Also, in terms of doors, at the click of a button, the door will completely open, and then when you want, these are again soft closing doors, so even if you don't slam them in, they will retract completely. Now, once you look at the back seat of the Emeya, well, a lot of you might be wondering, what is this massive center tunnel doing here? Now, keep in mind, this is a grand touring car. It's a GT car, and it's supposed to go long distances at a good speed, and that's why it's a 4-seat car. There's no space for a 5th passenger, 4 people, but individual seats, so that means more comfort for the rear passengers. Now, the seat itself is brilliant in terms of cushioning. Also, side support, shoulder support is really good. And in terms of space, well, like I said earlier, it doesn't have a long bonnet, a shorter one instead. So that shows, and you've got a good amount of knee room here. Now you can see I have the driver's seat adjusted to my driving preference, and I'm 5 feet 8 inches. I've got good clearance in terms of knee room. Leg room, I think could have been a bit better. I really can't get my feet further up. So yeah, a bit of scope for improvement there, but good amount of cushioning in terms of the under thigh support, so good support there. And beyond that, if you want more, you can control these seats individually using either the physical controllers on the side or using this sleek looking tablet, which you can change the angle of, and then you can just go to the menu, select the seat, and as you can see, I can change the recline angle right now. It was set to the maximum. This is as far as it will come in terms of being forward, and this is as far as it will go in terms of being back. So yes, you can also adjust the kind of cushioning you have, the kind of back support you have. You can do a lot. You can also control the media from here. You can also control the front seat from here. So if you just have someone driving and you're in this seat here, you can simply just using this tablet create more space for you using these controls. So you can push the seat completely forward, fold it down, do whatever you want. So yes, as a comfortable car, I think the Emeya scores well. Yes, the legroom could have been a bit better, but still, I mean, if you're going to be here for a long journey, I think it's not just the driver who's going to have fun with all that power at his or her disposal, but even the back passengers are going to love the overall experience. And now on to the most important part, the driving performance, because that's one of the largest reasons why you would buy something like the Lotus Emeya, right? Now, the hardware numbers, well, it comes with a 102 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery, and you can of course charge it, DC charge it, fast charge it, supercharge fast charge it. It can even take up to about 400 kilowatt hour of charging speed. So that means going from 10 to 80 or 100 should not take more than a few minutes, not even like 20-30 minutes. But you don't get those kind of fast chargers in our country, and that too, the ones that we have, the 180 or the 200 kilowatt hour ones, they are not very easy to find. So yes, you will be charging it mostly from your home. When you do that, how far do you go? On a single charge, you can expect, realistically, the way I've been driving it today since morning, you can expect about 450 kilometers of range when you're driving it, normally within speed limits and all. But with a 905 horsepower car, do you think it's easy to just drive it in a normal fashion? No, right? So when you drive it enthusiastically, the range of an electric car dips far faster than the fuel from a fuel tank burns. And that's why when you go fast in the Emeya, expect a range of just about 400 kilometers or maybe lesser if you're being very enthusiastic with the throttle. But what happens when you are enthusiastic with the throttle? Well, you are rewarded with acceleration and speed that is hard to imagine from a standstill. Now keep in mind, it's got electric motors, and these motors produce 905 horsepower, 985 Newton meters of torque, and it is all-wheel drive. It still struggles to lay down all of that power, and when you launch off the line, the traction control has to work overtime. There is a lot of torque steer, and you have to handle the steering very carefully. You will find the car wanting to go wildly in either direction, but that's where, as a driver, you will need to take control of the steering and ensure that it goes in a straight line. When you're able to do that efficiently, Lotus claims the car can go from standstill to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.8 seconds. That's faster than most supercars can go in the world. Doesn't matter whether they're electric or petrol. That's really, really quick. And it will go up to a top speed of more than 250 kilometers, which is again quite a lot for an electric vehicle. So yes, as far as performance is concerned, it's got really a lot of it. And even when you're just driving along and you have talk about roll-on acceleration, you're driving at say about 80 and you simply stomp on the gas pedal, well, you get a burst of acceleration that again, it's hard to keep the car in control. You need to be careful with it. It's not a car that can be driven easily or fast by beginners. No, it will not end nicely. It is really violent, and it's a car that will at times tantalize you to go faster, but if you're not careful, it will make you go overboard very soon. It might just end up killing you. And that's what makes this car so fun, right? You want cars that are a little bit wild, clinical, boring cars where everything is being controlled by an sort of a figure like electric nanny and electric grandmother, which doesn't allow you to go fast. You go fast, it controls everything for you. It's so boring. This makes you feel alive. Yes, it's got no petrol motor, it's not loud, it misses all of that characteristics, but in the future we can't deny there are going to be more electrics. So yes, if you are going electric, this is one of the best you can buy out there. Really, really good fun to drive. And in terms of overall visibility, good visibility from front and side. Rear, despite that big wing, that big spoiler, it doesn't hamper rear visibility that much, so you get a good perspective of everything around you. The ADAS system equipped with lidars works really well. It also gives you a live feed of the road around you, so you can also see everything from a two-wheeler to a car crossing you, at what distance, what's your vehicle doing. And of course, it's got all those features wherein it tells you about lane guidance, it tells you about collision warning, it also tells you about blind spot detection system. All of those features are there. So yes, if you're looking for that ADAS kind of a safety net, it's got all of that. In terms of driving satisfaction, I think the Emeya scores really well. Keep in mind, it's positioned as a GT, a Grand Touring car. Now, by purpose, a Grand Touring car should be able to go long distance at a fast speed, but without sacrificing comfort. That's the basic definition of a GT car. Does the Emeya, achieve that successfully? Partly, I would say. It is fast, no doubt, faster than most petrol GT cars out there. It is practical and spacious, very comfortable, even for rear occupants. It is feature loaded, it is tech loaded, so no complaints on that front. Where it misses the plot of being a really good GT is the ability to go long. Like I said, when you're going fast, the range will deplete quicker. So when you're really having fun with all the power and the tech that it has, you might just end up going less than 400 kilometers, maybe just 350 kilometers on a single charge. So that's what basically defeats the idea of being a great GT car. But don't worry, if you think that all of this power is just too much for you, you don't need that much. And this is the R version we are driving. They also have the base and the S version. That is about 600 horsepower. Now 600 horsepower by no measure is less. And those are again quick cars. But they will give you more range, will cost you less. So if you want more range, but something that's still as quick as a nice supercar, you can go in for the lower versions. But if you want something that's really wild, and if you think you can handle the power, then this R is really, really great to drive. And just to show you how it accelerates, give me a moment. So using these pedals behind the steering wheel, you can control the drive modes and the region. By now most of you would know that in an electric car, these do not serve the purpose of a gear shift. So using the right side, I can go into track mode, but this is no track. But this car is that fast that you have a track mode where everything goes off. I'll go into sport, and I'm about to be kicked by a horse in my chest, and I'm going to be pinned to the back of my seat. Whoa! And again, some work with the steering. This thing is violent off the line. It's just savage in terms of acceleration. And if that's what you want, well, I don't think there's anything better in a straight line. Around corners, yes, it doesn't mind dancing, but keep in mind it weighs nearly 2.5 tons, and that means it's a heavy car, so it will show its weight around the corners. But on a straight line, rock solid, braking, great. The brake pedal though does not have any feel. That's something I think is a bit of a miss for a car that is so engaging to drive. But yes, you can go around corners at a fair speed. Just that a series of sharp corners is not what the Emeya R likes too much. But yeah, you can do it occasionally. Beyond that, I think it's a fantastic car to drive. The parallel that you can get is either a Porsche Taycan Turbo, and that costs about 2.5 crore rupees. The Tesla Model S, yes, but that's not on sale in India. So let's keep that out of equation. How much does this cost? Well, 2.33 crores ex-showroom. And if just brand value, if you do not want to go in for a brand that everyone in your circle and everyone on the roads know about, if you want to be more exclusive, if you know about the history of Lotus, if you want a car that has just gobsmacking performance, I think this car makes great sense. And yes, it's not cheap by any measure. 2.33 crores is a lot for an electric supercar, but look around, there's not much in terms of options, and for the money you get a really good package. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Lotus. Would you buy a 2.33 crore Lotus Emeya R, or maybe a lesser powerful version of this, or would you go in for something like the Porsche Taycan if you were to buy an electric Grand Touring car? If you like this video, please share it, and do hit that subscribe button with the little bell icon so that our future videos can reach you in time.